Okay. Hello, this is our last video for Anne Frank. So, what's happened is basically, Anne's still depressed, and she still loves Peter, and things start to get okay in the annex because they get this huge box of strawberries, or maybe, no, more than one box, and they get a lot, so that's really nice because they get to have strawberries for the rest of the winter, but then a few days later they get caught, so that's awful.
Yeah.
Do you want to do sticky notes first?
Sure. Oh, she was saying how many books she had to read for her work, and I have a lot of books I should read as well, but... Oh, it was kind of sweet, but also sad that she had written Katie's life, like her dad's life, or like based on it. Oh, I just know, where did the people in the annex get their presents for everybody else? Because they're all like, oh, and they got a jar of honey and yogurt. And I'm like, where do you get this? I don't understand.
I think, like, Beth and Meep probably helped them, but they're always like, well, Beth got him this and Meep got him that. It's like, well, how do you find these things?
She was saying how her algebra book has like names in the front of it, or like notes all over it, and most of my old math books had those on it too.
Oh, the names of the people who previously had them?
Yeah, and like there was a few things that were like, I think there was a few questions where it had like the answer written on it because it was multiple choice, and I was like, wow, thanks. Oh, it was just amazing how she had turned 15 at the beginning. She just turned 13.
Oh, yeah.
It's been 2 years. Okay, I didn't have stuff with this for a long time. Oh, I was vague again. Now I can't remember what I was talking about. I need to be more specific. I think it was just how she was saying that like the people don't understand her and how sad she was and stuff, and just and then her dad was the one who edited it.
Oh yeah.
What? How do you say edit? Edited. Sounds like a non-existent word, but yeah, and how he probably would have been sad to know that that's how she felt and stuff. And then. Oh, I read another book where they got sent to jail without a trial. That's what happened to the people who helped them. Yeah.
Mr. Somebody.
Mr. Somebody.
Yep.
Oh, my great grandpa was he was born in England, and then he went to Canada and he died in Toronto. Like Mr.
Is that the great grandpa that got into it?
No, that's a different great grandpa. It was really sad how both Peter and Anne died, because it was both like just a few days before something happened. Like Peter died a few days before the gas things were dismantled.
And
liberation
and stuff. He died like 3 days before.
Yeah. Or no, that was... Who was that?
Peter died 3 days before the liberation in a death march.
Yeah, it was sad. And then, no, okay, so it was Mr. Mandan who died like a few days before the gas, like he was gassed, but he died a few days before they were dismantled, the gas chambers. And then, like, I guess...
unfortunate times.
Yeah. And, they said, like, because her dad, was just trying to, like, it said, sharing the message of his daughter, or his diary with people of the world, and I guess, like, that's, like, the one good thing that came out of that whole thing. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Okay, my
I
turn.
think I also had one that said it was like really good that they got the strawberries. 'Cause, yeah,
Yeah.
they would have died without that.
Okay. Let me find them. Wow, 29th of May was so long ago. Wait, no, was it here? It was here, right?
Check. It was page 294.
Okay, yeah. I think I lost their sticky note because there was one right here somewhere. Good job. Whatever. Well, I have plenty of other ones. Oh yeah, so here, she was talking about what everybody's job was in the annex and what everybody was working on, like school-wise and stuff. And I was surprised by how little Peter was doing, because Anne was always like, "Oh, he's such a smart darling" and stuff like that. And so yeah, and I was thinking how Margot and Anne are doing by far the most work in the annex, and yet they still have so many chores to do, which sounds kind of stressful. And especially Margot, because she's doing, I'm not going to say all of them because that's going to take a while. Oh yeah. I thought Anne's first language was Dutch, but I guess not, because she was talking about how her work got all flooded from this flood in some room, I forget which one. And her notebooks got all wet, and she started speaking German, and she said like incalculable loss, terrible, awful, irreplaceable, and all that stuff, but in German. And I thought that she was better at Dutch than German, so
I was always kind of confused by what her first language was.
I don't really understand like what the invasion is, cause like they seem to be really excited about it, but I don't really understand what it means for them. Cause like the Germans are kind of their enemies, so why would they want them to invade?
Yeah,
So,
I was confused why it was good for that. Good
Yeah,
for them as
and
well.
they got really excited.
Wait, what?
I was just like, are you kidding me? I was saying how I really wished black marketing wasn't illegal at that time, because otherwise, because I mean they still did it, but if they didn't, then otherwise, like a tomato would cost $18 or something stupid. So it's kind of unfortunate that it was illegal. But if they didn't carry like contraband and stuff, then maybe it wouldn't. But who knows? She was talking about how they have to start skipping breakfast, and they were like, anything's better than getting anything's better than getting caught. So if that means that they have to not eat, then that's okay. And I said if they got caught, they would go hungry anyway. So I mean, yeah. I was thinking how. So she was saying how she's miserable. Everybody in the annex is miserable, and I was saying I don't understand how they haven't felt this way from the start. But maybe she just doesn't talk about it. But I would have been like depressed from the start if I had to do that. And also, I was thinking how when they get caught, their eyes will take a long time to adjust to outside, because they haven't been outside for a long time, like 2 years. So their eyes are probably like.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Because you know when you go outside after like a long day of school or something, or not being outside for a while, then your eyes are like hurting from the sun. And then, yeah, here's another sticky note about how I didn't really understand why they were waiting for the invasion to happen, because I didn't understand how it would benefit them. And then I thought maybe the invasion meant liberation, but I highly doubt that. So I was kind of confused again. Um, oh yeah, and she was talking about how in the book, she said, in the book Men Against Death, I was greatly struck by the fact that childbirth alone, women commonly suffer more pain, illness, and misery than any war hero ever does. And that's what her reward. And what's her reward for enduring all that pain? She gets pushed aside when she's disfigured by birth. Children soon leave, her beauty is gone. Women who struggle and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking, yeah, guys think they're so cool and so strong, but really they should try living in a woman's shoes for a day or so. I was thinking how is it really only Miss Van Daan that's suffering? Because she's always talking about how Miss Van Daan is complaining and stuff, but I don't understand how nobody else is complaining. Oh yeah, and here is when they got the strawberries, and I thought that would be nice because finally they get good food. And then I was thinking how her last entry, it was kind of boring, but like she talked about a lot and she was really open, and it was kind of like her last words, and it was really strong, I guess.
Yeah, I think like it was well timed that she wrote that because
Yeah.
she didn't know she was going to be taken away, and I thought that was just really how well timed that was. It was also sad, of course, but
Oh yeah, and here's when Peter died, and I was just like, ugh, only 3 more days, you could have made it more. But I mean, whatever. And then here the saying where how Mr. Kugler escaped his imprisonment, and he moved to Canada and died in Toronto, and I was saying how I lived in Toronto. And yeah. And that's it. I don't think we can really do predictions because you kind of already know.
I just have to say what we
I would recommend this book because not very many people understand really what happened in the war, and this gives you a pretty good idea of it.
Yeah.
And it's also in children's perspective. Well, sort of a child, because by the end of the book she's like 15.
Yeah, it's a really good book. I liked it. There was a few bits that were a bit boring because like nothing was really happening.
Yeah.
It's not like a fiction book
'Cause if
where
you're
the author
thinking
can
of,
just be like, oh, I'm just gonna make this big event happen.
Yeah, because all it really is a diary, and you can't. It's kind of hard to read diaries because sometimes there's stuff that you really don't care about, but then there's also really interesting, juicy bits. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of it for us.
Yeah.
Oh, just under 15 minutes. That's great. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.